When you try your best but you don't succeed. When you get what you want but not what you need. When you feel so tired but you can't sleep. Stuck in rivers, and the tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse?
Every 3 seconds, someone dies from hunger. Around 200 people in our world will die as you watch this video. By this time tomorrow, we will have lost 25,000 people to the preventable cause of world hunger. Globalization has brought about many negative effects related to world hunger. Despite the fact that the economic playing field has been leveled, some countries are not willing or are not able to participate. Those that cannot become left behind by globalization.
Definitely in places such as some of Jamaica and Haiti that are close to the United States, who's one of the world's superpowers, can even get enough food to feed millions of people that are living down there. And I feel that all around the world it's an issue everywhere, from places in even Europe and places that are considered superpowers just aren't being taken care of to their fullest.
I think it's definitely a really big issue, and I think that it's really been thrown in the public's eye lately, more so than ever, just with the last few natural disasters that have went on. So, you know, I definitely think that it's now in the public's view, and that a lot more people are concerned about it.
I feel it could be, but truthfully, in a realistic sense, I don't think it can be. We just don't look out for everyone else in the world. Like, we all talk about helping out, but we never take the initiative to. I think we need to get it started and really put an effort out there, and it can't be just a single group. It has to be the entire nation, entire world.
I think that world hunger will be conquered in our lifetime. It is going to take, you know, several different things, and not just food aid. Food aid, you know, gives somebody food for a period of time but does not sustain them. So I think that educating the global population on how to grow their own food and how to take care of their own livestock, and you know what does it take for the upkeep of a farm, educating them that and giving them the supplies to get that started, and the resources and the knowledge, you know, is not going to feed them for one day, but it's going to feed their entire family, and it's also going to bring in extra income so that they can then take care of clothes and education and housing and things like that.
Definitely do. I don't think we can do it without their help. I think that if we all come together as one, that we could accomplish anything. We have the resources, we have the power, we just don't have the drive. And I think that if people come together, we can accomplish anything, and I think we can knock it.
Governments are a huge part of ending world hunger, and part of the problem now in my mind is that there's a lot of governments that don't see feeding they see holding food from their population as a way of control. And so, you know, governments definitely have to realize that food is a civil right. I'm a firm believer in healthy food and clean water, or, you know, it's something every citizen should be allowed. And so by the governments realizing that, you know, it's their responsibility to make sure that their people have that in a way they can afford is important, and it's necessary. And so I think once they get rid of the control and let go of some of those issues, then, you know, then they can develop programs like the food stamp program and WIC, like the United States has, which has definitely had a huge benefit to our country, and ensuring that we don't have you know, a hunger crisis like is around the world.
Globalization is affecting everyone from all third world countries to our countries, even right here in our backyard, back in places back home in Georgia, Alabama, and all throughout the United States. The only thing is, I think right now it's not affecting it because we don't come to a common understanding with a bunch of other nations on many topics, but I think we definitely have the possibility to go out there, reach out, and help all the nations around the world as superpowers come together to help smaller nations that might not be able to take care of themselves. And I think that if we go out there and we really reach out to other countries we might not necessarily be close with, or other countries we are allies with, I think we'll really be able to come together and defeat the issue of chronic hunger around the world and definitely help each other out in many ways.
I think that, when people get involved, and especially the United States, we have such an abundant supply of food and abundant supply of resources and knowledge. When people get involved around the world and, educating the population and, giving them food aid directly, that gives them the nourishment they need to be sustained for that amount of time until we can, further education programs and further food stamp and governmental programs in foreign countries.
This world, and there's 10 million more who probably could if we all just stop.
Hunger and malnutrition kill more people every year than AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis combined. Over 1 billion people do not have enough to eat. That is more than the populations of the United States, Canada, and the European Union combined. 65% of the world's hungry live in only 7 countries: India, China, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Ethiopia. Malnutrition often leads to disease, devastating the lives of both children and adults.
Globalization affects the issue of world hunger in many beneficial ways as well. The expanse of technology and its democratization allows for crops to be produced more effectively than ever. This allows countries to provide more food aid for those in need and also allows those in need to feed themselves.
The World Food Program is the world's largest humanitarian agency fighting hunger worldwide. It is part of the United Nations system and is voluntarily funded. The World Food Program pursues a vision of a world in which every man, woman, and child has access at all times to the food needed for an active and healthy life. In 2010, their goal is to reach more than 90 million people with food assistance in 73 countries. Heifer International's mission is to work with communities to end hunger and poverty and to care for the earth. They accomplish this by teaching to pass on the gift. As people share their animals' offspring with others, along with their knowledge, resources, and skills, an expanding network of hope, dignity, and self-reliance is created that reaches around the globe. Stop Hunger Now is an international hunger relief organization that coordinates the distribution of food and other life-saving aid around the world. The organization is driven by a vision to end world hunger in our lifetime and a mission to provide food and life-saving aid to the world's most destitute and hungry in the most sustainable, efficient, and effective manner. Feeding America works with large corporate donors, government partners, and individuals to secure food and grocery products on a national level to distribute as needed to local food banks. Feeding America also provides national funding and training to local food banks so that they can secure and distribute food in the best way possible to their personal communities. The United Nations World Food Program has partnered with Auburn University to develop Universities Fighting World Hunger, which strives to create an academic hunger model suitable for replication or adaptation by universities in the U.S. and abroad. Universities Fighting World Hunger urges Auburn students to become the driving force for universities across the nation and around the globe to make fighting hunger a core value of higher education institutions worldwide.
And that's faith and trust and peace while we're alive. And the one poor child who saved this world, and there's 10 million more who probably could if we